This is Simple Living with Biata. I'm taking 18 acres of our raw land and transforming it into a beautiful home and homestead from scratch. This week, I'm dropping the remainder of our trees before I start the home build. Let's get started. It's been a while since I've used a chainsaw, but there's just a little bit more I want to clear before we start the foundation. No, I thought there was way less gas in there. Oh, dang. Someone just left me this random sink and I have no clue who it was. Okay, so we're gonna cut these trees in this section here because we're gonna actually make the parking lot a little bit more easy to get into, which means we have to take out a bit more of this corner. Okay, I'd like to drop this tree over there. So this birch tree is leaning a lot more in a different direction than I thought it would, but I really wanted to drop it a certain way. So I'm gonna still drop it the way I want to drop it, and hopefully with wedges and doing the notch correctly, it will go in the direction I want it to. Dang it. It's been slowly dropping, hanging up on that hemlock. I think if I didn't cut the notch so deep, I would have had more control on the back cut. Kind of bummed with the way it went, but it looks like it's gonna be really easy to get down because it's already fallen significantly. The reason why I wanted it to drop over here is because I don't have to deal with the brush right now because it's in the forest. So I can just get the logs out of the way and deal with the brush another day. There is so much brush. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is thundering. I'm just gonna time lapse this, try to get as many of these trees dropped in this section and call it a day. I haven't been here in a little bit and I'm back now, and the deer ate all the leaves off our potato plants, and there's a tree over top of our trampoline. So although the deer destroyed a lot, I'm still really excited because there's some tomatoes to harvest. There's a bunch of squashes that are forming. So I'm gonna do a mini harvest and see what I can get. Honestly, only a few things got damaged, 2 pieces of foam. So I feel pretty good about that. I'm gonna have to move the trampoline though and take this tree down. One tree down, and I'm gonna work on this one next. It's pretty dead And I think this is the area here where we're gonna be digging our well. So the less in the way, the better. And the apex is not lining up properly, so I have to keep working on this. Last time I was here, I dropped this birch tree into the forest and I only cleaned up the trunk of the tree. So now I'm gonna deal with all the brush. I'm gonna take a quick break to say thank you to this week's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for lifelong learners to be inspired and learn new skills. What I love is the breadth of classes that Skillshare has to offer, and my goal is to continue diving deep into self-care, organization, finance, woodworking, and so much more. If you're like me, our weeks are filled with endless to-do lists, so I wanted to take time to invest in myself by taking Jonathan Van Ness's The Ultimate Self-Care Playbook. It really helped me realize a lot about my work habits and how I need to carve out time for me so I can in return be there for my family. If you're looking to invest in your personal growth, click my link in the description below and be one of the first 1,000 people to get a free month's trial of Skillshare. Well, I'm back. I needed a little bit of a rest yesterday, even though I still worked, but my body needed a rest. But anyways, I'm back at the property today. I'm kind of running out of things to do, to be honest, but at this point, I feel like that's an okay thing because I can really start taking a look around here at what I can get done before we start the house build to make my life easier in the future. I have 2 more trees that I want to cut that are near the house build that are poplars. Highly recommend cutting down your poplars if they're near your house. Okay, let's get started. So this tree is leaning towards the right, towards the forest where there are a lot of small trees that it could crush. So I'm dropping it this way so that it gets into less of the forest area and destroys less smaller trees. So here is the next poplar that has to come down. This one is really dead. So I have to be extra cautious with it because when a tree is dead, the hinge wood is normally absolute trash. Luckily, this one is leaning slightly. It's not pinned straight, so it should drop where I want it to go pretty easily. First, I'm gonna clean all of this dead brush off of these trees so that it's a little bit cleaner and easier to work in. Tree ended up bouncing over and hurting this beautiful tree here. Took a bit of damage on the oak here as well. Luckily, it left my sugar maple intact. It's like every time. Ah, time to get a wedge. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from cutting trees, but my husband got me a blueberry bush for my birthday, so I'm gonna add it to the collection of fruit bushes down in the homestead area. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that's amazing. These are the largest ones I've grown so far. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update. We actually are starting our foundation hopefully in 3 weeks. We are just waiting on the permit from our township. In the next few weeks, I'm gonna be working on renovations in our trailer. I'm so excited to show you what I've been up to. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. It's a huge help, and I will see you next week. Bye.